Hello everyone, this is Al Red Sox Fan coming to you from Al Red Sox Fan YouTube station. Hope all is well. We're going to continue with our 1966 Retro Replay using Action PC Baseball. 8 games left in the season. And the Red Sox are 77 wins and 77 losses ahead, well ahead of their regular pace. We've already surpassed their 72 win total by 5. And with 8 games left, the 66 Red Sox have a chance for a winning record. A very winnable game here in their third game of the series. They've split so far with the Angels. A win here will put them 78 and 77. So let's get to the lineups for your California Angels. Leading off, playing third base, Paul Scull. And this is basically their card. I normally don't show it, but just showing you that there are statistics in this game and ratings. Batting second, playing left field, Jay Johnstone. Batting third, the shortstop Jim Fregosi. The cleanup hitter playing first base, Norm Syburn. Okay, why is that coming up on the screen? Well, that's why I don't show you the cards. OBS always messes up. I don't understand. It used to show everything. And like, earlier in the year, last year, there was an update. Anyway, back to the game. So, Syburn, the cleanup hitter, batting first. Batting fifth, playing center field, Jose Cardinal. Batting sixth, doing the catching, Buck Rogers. Batting seventh, the right fielder, Bubba Morton. Bubba Shrimp Morton. Batting eighth, playing second base, Bobby Noop. And batting ninth, doing the pitching, Jorge Rubio. 2 wins, 1 loss. Earned run average 2.96. On the hill for the Boston Red Sox, Dennis Bennett. 3-3 in actuality. In the replay, 5-4 with a 3.72. Behind the plate, Bob Tillman. Average catcher defensively with a below average arm. Joe Foy's at third, 4 out of 10 defensive range. Same for Rico Petrocelli at short. Mike Andrews called up from the minors to play on the 40-man roster. 4 out of 10 at second. George the Boomer Scott, 7 out of 10 defensive range at first base. Carl Yastrzemski in left, outstanding, 10 out of 10 arm and range. Lenny Green's in center, 7 out of 10 range, 3 out of 10 arm. And Tony Caligiero, 5 out of 10 range, 6 out of 10 arm. We have Clinton Parks in the chat, hope all is well. And also Broke Black Man 94, hope all is well. As Clinton Parks says, it's very cold out and he uses some very creative adjectives. And it is very cold out. Alright, leading off for the Angels, Paul Scal. In the replay, he's batting .249, 3 home runs, 27 runs driven in. In actuality, .244, 6 home runs, 24 runs driven in. Again, 8 games to play in the 66 replay, in which I've played every game as the 66 Red Sox. We have 5 more wins. They only had 72, we had 77. And we did use historical transactions. I did not play with the real lineups. I changed the lineups as I see fit, as I know what happened with the real lineups. They stunk. Alright, so Bennett is ready to face Scal. Tillman gives him the sign. Here is the pitch. And he walks him. Lead-off runner on. Scal 6 out of 10 base runner. Scott holding him on, and here comes Jay Johnstone. Johnstone batting .231, 4 home runs, 15 runs driven in actuality, .264. 3 round trippers, 17 batters driven in. Red Sox want to turn 2 up the middle with Petrocelli and Andrews. Pitch mode. The windup and the pitch from Bennett. Strike 1. Bennett looks to first. Now in at Tillman. He'll come aggressive again. Here's the pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 on, no outs. Bennett's ready to work. The windup and the pitch to Johnstone. Line foul down the right field line. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Johnstone in the hole. Scal at first. See if we can get Johnstone to chase. Tillman sets the target. He does not chase. 2-2 count. Bennett rocks and fires. And he lines out to Scott, who makes a wonderful play right on the line. So 1 down, 1 on, and here comes Jim Fregosi. The Angels shortstop, .249. 13 home runs, 66 runs driven in. In actuality, Fregosi, .252, 13 home runs, 67 runs batted in. Again, the Red Sox look to turn 2. Bennett looks to first, now in at the plate. Here's the pitch to Fregosi. That's a shot up the middle. It's going to get down. So, 2 on, 1 out, and here comes Norm Syburn, the cleanup hitter. Syburn batting .240, 4 home runs, 33 runs batted in. In actuality, .247, 5 home runs, 41 runs batted in. .233 off left-handed pitching. Lefty-lefty matchup. Lefty's batted .417 off Bennett. Gonna go pitch mode. The windup and the pitch to Syburn. Ball 1, aggressive again. 2-0 count. Tillman pounds the mitt, imploring Bennett to hit the target. Bennett rocks and fires. Strike 1. Tillman pumps his fist, and that's the way to do it. Tillman wiggles the fingers. Bennett nods his head. He sets and delivers. Ground ball to Andrews. His only plays the first, 2 down. Advancing to third is Scal. Advancing to second is Fregosi. And here comes the very dangerous Jose Cardinal. He kills the Red Sox. He's batting .268, 21 home runs, 61 runs driven in. In actuality, .276, 16 home runs, 48 runs driven in. And he is a Red Sox killer. At least, I know every time we play the Angels, he's killing me. Chance for the Angels to jump out on top here in the top of the first. 2 outs, 2 on, both runners in scoring position. Bennett's ready to work. Here's the pitch to Cardinal. Strike 1. Outside corner fastball. Swing and a miss. No balls, 1 strike. Bennett toes the rubber, peers in at Tillman. Here's the pitch. Ground ball up the middle. Green fields it. He bobbles it. 2 runs are going to score on that. 2-0 Angels, and Cardinal will advance to second on the E8. So 2 outs. Cardinal, an excellent base runner on second. He'll be off on contact. Here comes the catcher, Buck Rogers. Bennett rocks and fires. Shot to Petrocelli. Over to Scott. Inning over, but the Angels jump out on top thanks to a 2-out single by Jose Cardinal. 2-0 Angels. We go to the bottom of the first. 2 up for the Red Sox. Green, Foy, and Caligiero. Batting 4th will be Carl Yastrzemski. Batting 5th, Rico Petrocelli. Batting 6th, George the Boomer Scott. Batting 7th is Bob Tillman doing the catching. Batting 8th, Mike Andrews playing second base. And batting 9th, doing the pitching, Dennis Bennett. Red Sox need to get their bats rolling. 77 and 77, 8 games to play. Here comes Lenny Green. Green, 206, 1 home run, 17 runs batted in. He'll be facing Jorge Rubio, 2-1 in actuality, 2.96 earned run average, and this is his first start of the year, first appearance of the year. Behind the plate, Buck Rogers, very poor defensive catcher with a 6 arm. That's not bad. Paul Skull, 5 out of 10 range at third. Fregosi at short, 7 out of 10 range. Nuke, very good, 10 out of 10 range at second. And Cyburn, above average, 6 out of 10 range at first. Johnstone, 5 out of 10 range, 4 out of 10 arm. Cardinal, 8 out of 10 range, 6 out of 10 arm. And Morton, in right field, 7 out of 10 range with a 4 arm. So here's Lenny Green, again batting 206, 1 home run, 17 runs batted in. Here's the pitch by Rubio. And he plunks Green. Wow. And Green is, who is injured? Someone's injured. The pitch bounced off his helmet. Green is hurt, and he is out of the game. The Red Sox chirping. They're none too happy with their player being beamed in the head. And we need to get someone in the game for injured Lenny Green. It's going to be Don Demeter. So Don Demeter, who had the day off, will come in to play center field. He's at first base, 4 out of 10 base runner. Again, the Red Sox not very happy with Green being plunked off the cabeza. Joe Foy steps to the plate. Seaburn holding Demeter on. Foy batting 301 in the retro replay. 13 home runs, 60 RBIs. Actuality 262. 15 home runs, 63 RBIs. Here's the pitch to Foy. Foy swings. He pops it up towards short. Fergosi's calling for it. And he will make the catch. 1 down. So 1 out, 1 on, 2-0 Angels. Bottom of the first, here comes Tony C. Tony Caligiero. 272, 26 home runs, 93 runs batted in. In actuality, 265, 28 home runs, 93 runs batted in. 1 swing of the bat, Tony C. can tie it up. Rogers sets the target. Rubio rocks and fires. Throws the first. Demeter's back. Rubio looks to first. Here's the pitch to Caligiero. And he strikes him out. Big swing and a miss. Tony was trying to send that ball down to Lansdowne Street. So 2 outs. Demeter at first, and here comes Carl Yastrzemski. He's struggled so far in this retro replay, only batting 242. 10 home runs, 72 runs batted in. In actuality, 278, so well below his average. 16 home runs, 80 RBIs. The closest are the RBIs. He's only 8 down with 8 games to play. He can get 2 right here if he launches 1 out of Fenway. Righty-lefty matchup for Rubio. Nods his head. Rogers sets the target. Here is the pitch to Yastrzemski. Yaz swings a dribble to Fregosi at short. He tosses to Nuke for the force out. Side retired. We go to the top of the second. 2-0 Angels. Don Demeter will play center field. He came in for Lenny Green, who got beamed in the head. Hopefully everything is all right with Green. Let me go to the chat. We have Clinton Parks and Broke Black Man 94, and now Juan Redmond. Clinton Parks says, the weird history. Jay Johnstone was a center field flake, used carpenter's tools to rebuild Ron Say's locker to Penguin size, including a very small stool. That's very funny. Yeah, Reggie Smith is on the roster. He has been called up, but we're putting Demeter in. And here, leading off the second inning, Bubba Morton. He'll be followed by Noop and Rubio, the pitcher. Bubba Morton only batting 133, no home runs, 1 RBI. In actuality, 220, no home runs, 4 RBIs. Here's the pitch by Bennett. Ground ball to Foy. He comes up throwing to Scott. 1 down. Here comes Bobby Noop. 238, 19 home runs, 73 runs batted in. Not bad. With the home runs and RBIs for your number 8 hitter in 1966. In actuality, 232, 17 home runs, 72 RBIs. So pretty close. Bennett toes the rubber, looks in at Tillman, nods his head. Here's the pitch to Noop. And he strikes him out. 2 out, 2 up, 2 down. And here comes the pitcher, Jorge Rubio, getting his first at-bat. No, his 8th at-bat. So they must have used him as a pinch hitter because he had no innings pitched. Yeah, look at that. So he's been used, it looks like to me, because he's 0 for 8 in reality. Oh, that's real. That's real. I'm sorry. This is his first at-bat in the retro replay. He had 8 at-bats in reality with no hits. Bennett rocks and fires. Ground ball to Petrocelli. Charges in. He throws across the diamond. Oh, my God. An infield hit. So Rubio, who actually didn't have a hit in 66, gets an infield hit in the retro replay. Nothing worse than giving up a hit to the 9th place hitter, the pitcher. So Scott holding Rubio on top of the order, Paul Skull. Skull walked his first time up. Bennett looks to first. In at Tillman, here's the pitch to Skull. And that's going to be a single up the middle. Demeter fields it. And Rubio goes first to third as he was off on contact. So 2 outs, runners on the corners, and this is why you don't give up a hit to the pitcher. And here comes, as Clinton Parks put it in the chat, the flake from center field. Except he's playing left field today. Jay Johnstone. He did have a warped sense of humor, folks. Clinton Parks says, giving a plug to Digital Diamond Baseball, $20 you get good bang and great support. I think Al supports this game the most. I'm getting it. Oh, Digital Diamond's excellent. I enjoy Digital Diamond. If you want to spend an economic value, Digital Diamond's the way to go. You know, it's a dice game. You're playing on the computer. Very fun. You can add pictures and ballparks. I do like Action PC. This is a lot of fun too. It's a little more pricey, but Dave Koch gives out wonderful sales. Wonderful sales, you know. We also have in the chat Brad62 Hopeball as well. And he mentions Out of the Ballpark. I was just playing some Out of the Ballpark before I came on live, trying to finish up my 1960 season. That's an open world, though. When I play Out of the Ballpark, I usually play open world. I make trades and transactions. When I play Action PC, I use the actual historical transactions, meaning trades and injuries. I do not use the team I'm playing as, the historical lineups, because I know what happened. I don't want the same thing to happen. So as I'm playing as a 66 Red Sox, they stunk. Again, it's a game, it's a simulation, but we have the hindsight of the numbers. You can see who's hot, who's not. You can see what they did. You knew what they did. So I have the hindsight of the numbers, and they're 77 and 77. I overused some players, I underused others. So, but and this all spawns from Juan Redmond asking the question: which baseball game PC do you think is the best? I think the best game, Juan, is the one that you like to play. I think a lot of baseball demos always says that. Play the game you love the most, and that's what matters, you know. Action. I like Action PC a lot. I like Stratomatic for that too. There's only one game I didn't like, and the company, and I always mess it up, so I'm not going to say which one. But you basically could go on their website and download a third of the season and play for free, and that's very nice of them. I just didn't like the game. I wanted to like the game, but I didn't. So, all right, here we go. Back to our ball game. 2 outs, runner at first and third. Johnstone up. He is 0 for 1, 283 off left-handed pitching. We're going to go pitch mode here, and we're going to go aggressive. Tillman sets a target. Here's the pitch to Jay Johnstone. Strike 1. No balls, 1 strike. Let's see if we get Johnstone to chase. Bennett delivers. He doesn't chase. 1-1 count. Again, see if we get him to chase. 2 balls, 1 strike. Tillman goes through the signs. Bennett nods his head. We're going to go aggressive. Here's the pitch to Johnstone. Ground ball. Is that a line shot? What is that? That's a foul ball. So it's a 2-2 count. Deuces are wild. 2 outs, 2 on, 2-2 count. The windup and the pitch to Johnstone. Count goes full. Runners will be off. Bennett takes a deep breath. He's going to challenge him. He rocks and fires. Ground ball to Foy. Make the play, Joe. Across. And he just get him. Yes. Nice stretch by the Boomer. We go to the bottom of the second, 2-0. Angels. Bennett pitches around the jam. Due up for the Red Sox, Petrocelli, Scott, and Tillman to face Jorge Rubio. Rico Petrocelli in the replay. 282, 11 home runs, 67 runs batted in. Outperforming his real numbers of 238, 18 home runs, 59 runs batted in. 8-game hitting streak for Rico. The windup and the pitch by Rubio. Petrocelli strikes out. Big swing and a miss for Rico. 1 down. And here comes George the Boomer Scott. Scott 248, 19 home runs, 64 runs batted in. In actuality 245, 27 home runs, and 90 runs batted in. So he's underperformed. Average a little better, but the home run numbers and RBI numbers way down. Hopefully he gets hot these last 8 games. Rogers sets the target. Here's the pitch to Scott. And he walks. So George the Boomer Scott's on first. Tying run comes to the plate and Bob Tillman, the Red Sox catcher, 256 home runs, 46 runs batted in. In actuality, 230, so 20 points higher there. 3 home runs, doubled his home run total so far. 24 RBIs, so he's 22 better than his actual numbers. Again, that's just getting the matchups. And again, that's with hindsight of knowing the numbers. So, 1 out, 1 on. Syburn holding his counterpart. Scott on at first. Here's the pitch to Tillman. And he strikes out. So 2 outs. Scott will be off on contact. Here comes the youngster, Mike Andrews. Part of the September call-ups. Andrews batting I wish it was 211. 111, no home runs, no RBIs. In actuality, 167, no home runs, no RBIs. The windup and the pitch by Jorge Rubio. Andrews sends that ball. Get down. Oh, does it get down? Yes. Cardinal cannot make the catch. He traps it. And we will not send George the Boomer Scott. So 2 on, 2 outs. Go ahead run at the plate and Dennis Bennett. Bennett 150. He does have 2 home runs on the season with 3 RBIs. In actuality, 130 with 1 home run and 1 RBI. Bennett digs in, looking to help his own cause. Rubio sets and delivers. Bennett strikes out, swinging side, retired. The Red Sox strand 2. We go to the top of the third, 2-0 Angels. Due up for the California Angels. Phone delay. And we are back from phone delay. Thank you for your patience. So Jim Fregosi comes to the plate, and he'll be followed by Cyburn and Cardinal. Bennett's on the mound. Fregosi's 1 for 1. He singled in the second. Tillman sets the target. Here's the pitch by Bennett. Ground ball to Foy. Across the diamond to Scott. Good stretch by the Boomer. 1 away. Here comes Norm Cyburn, cleanup hitter. First baseman, he's 0 for 1. Lefty-lefty matchup. Bennett's ready to work. Here's the pitch to Cyburn. Ground ball to the youngster Mike Andrews. Over to Scott. 2 down. Here comes the Red Sox killer, Jose Cardinal. He's 1 for 1. He singled up the middle in the first, knocking in Fregosi, and Skull. Bennett shakes off Tillman. Now he nods his head. Gonna go aggressive. Here's the pitch to Cardinal. And that ball is gone. Oh, man, does he kill us. A solo shot for Jose Cardinal, and the Angels take a 3-0 lead as Bennett challenged him, and the ball went bye-bye. So 2 outs, bases empty, 3-0 Cardinals. Jose Cardinal has driven in all 3 runs. I think he got 2 RBIs on. I don't think the error. Let's see if he did get... No! He only... So, the second run that scored in the second inning was on the error of the center fielder. Alright, so he only has 2 batted in. So here comes Buck Rogers, the catcher. He's 0 for 1. Bennett toes the rubber. Looks in at Tillman. Here's the pitch to Rogers. And he walks him. As Eric from Higher Ground Gaming has joined us in the chat, and if you haven't checked out Higher Ground Gaming, he's doing a lot of great sports stuff. He's got the 78 Retro Replay using Stratomatic. He has Larry Bird Replay using Inside the Crease. Bobby Orr inside, I think it's Inside the, but it's the same series, same type of game. Inside the Ice, Inside the paint is the basketball, I'm sorry. Inside the crease is the hockey. And he's also doing a Rob Gronkowski retro replay for the Patriots, also using the inside the pitch sports series. I don't know, I can't remember what the football game's called, but they're all very fun. I watch them all the time. So, and Eric from Higher Ground Gaming says, like the Fire Pro Wrestling Subscriber League. We're going to be going back to that. We got to get Clinton a win there in the Fire Pro Wrestling League. I'm going to have to set up a match. The FOC forever. Friends of the channel. All right. Rogers on first, 2 outs. Morton at the plate. Here's the pitch to Bubba Morton. He's 0 for 1. Ground ball to Foy. He goes the short way to Andrews covering second. Side retired. Angels get another run on the Cardinal solo blast to left. We go to the bottom of the third, 3-0 Angels. Due up for the Red Sox, top of the order, Don Demeter, Joe Foy, and Tony Calignero. If anyone gets on, Carl Yastrzemski. Demeter came in for the injured Lenny Green, who got beamed in the head. This is his first at-bat. Here is the windup and the pitch from Jorge Rubio. Demeter swings, and that's a shot to center, and it drops down in front of Cardinal. Leadoff single, and here comes Joe Foy, Red Sox third baseman's 0 for 1. Rubio gets a sign from Rogers. Here's the pitch to Foy. And Foy strikes out. On the 2-2 pitch, Foy did not like that late call by the man in blue behind the plate. So 1 out, 1 on. Here comes Tony Calignero. Tony C is 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up against Rubio, looking for some revenge here. Demeter 4 out of 10 base running ability at first. Cyburn holding him on. Rubio rocks and fires. That's a ground ball foul down the third base line. The count is now 1 ball, 2 strikes. Calignero in the hole. Rogers pounds the mitt, sets the target. Rubio delivers. And that's a base hit up the middle. Demeter advances 90 feet and stops. Station to station go the Red Sox. 1 out, 2 on for Carl Yastrzemski. He is 0 for 1. Yaz looking to break out. He has struggled in this retro replay. Love to get Yastrzemski hot in these final 8 games. 3-0 lead for the Angels. Here's the pitch to Yastrzemski. It's a wild pitch. Advancing to third is Demeter, and advancing To second is Tony Caligiero, so Yastrzemski has 2 ducks out on the pond he can knock in. 2 balls, no strikes. Yastrzemski in the driver's seat. Rogers sets the target. Here's the pitch by Rubio. And it's a dribbler to Noop in the hole. We're sending Demeter home. Noop's only plays the first. Yastrzemski is out. He gets an RBI on the ground out. Advancing to third is Caligiero. It's now 3-1 Angels. And here comes Rico Petrocelli to the plate. Rico is 0 for 1. He represents a tying run. He has 11 home runs in this retro replay to go with 67 RBIs. Petrocelli awaits the Rubio offering, and here it is. And there's a base hit to left. Petrocelli with a 2-out single and an RBI. The Red Sox pulled to within 1. It's now 3-2, and here comes George, the Boomer Scott. Scott walked his first time up. Petrocelli will be off on contact. 4 out of 10 base running ability. Cyburn holding him on. Rubio gets the sign from Rogers. Here's the pitch to Scott. And he walks the Boomer. Tying run moves into scoring position. Petrocelli at second represents a tying run. Go ahead run at first and George Scott. And here comes the catcher, Bob Tillman. Tillman is 0 for 1. He digs in. He's ready to grip and rip. Rubio gets the sign from Rogers. The windup and the pitch to Tillman. And that's a single to left past the lunge of Fregosi, and scoring from second base is Rico Petrocelli. We have a tie ball game, folks. Scott goes first to third. It is 3-3. The Red Sox have tied it up here in the bottom of the third. Go ahead run at third base and George the Boomer Scott. And here comes the youngster, the call-up, Mike Andrews. He's 1 for 1 today. He singled to center in the second. Rogers goes out to have a quick word with Rubio, now back behind the plate. Rubio is ready. He rocks and fires. Andrews swings, ground ball to Fregosi at short. He flips to Noop covering at second, side retired. But the Red Sox score 3 and tie it up as we go to the top of the fourth, 3-3 ball game here at Fenway Park. Due up for the Angels of 1966. Noop, Rubio, and Skal to face Dennis Bennett. Let's go to the chat real quick. Max Cornelius has joined us. Hello, Max Cornelius. How are you? Another member of the FOC. Higher Ground Gaming, a member of the FOC. Clinton Parks, a member of the FOC. So the FOC is well represented in tonight's chat. And the FOC, if you're not familiar with it, is the wrestling stable that we have in our subscriber league. They take on the legends of pro wrestling in Fire Pro Wrestling. Check them out. Very fun. Alright, Noop is 0 for 1. Here's the pitch by Bennett. And he strikes him out. 1 down. Here comes the pitcher, Jorge Rubio. He's 1 for 1. He had an infield hit. Tillman sets the target. Here's the pitch to Rubio. And he strikes him out. So 2 up, 2 down via the K. Top of the order now, Paul Skal. Skal is 1 for 1. He has walked in the first and singled in the second. Bennett takes a deep breath. Looks in at Tillman. Here's the pitch to Skal. Ground ball to Scott. He waves off Bennett. Goes to the bag himself. 1, 2, 3 go the Angels. We go to the bottom of the fourth. 3-3 ball game. Due up for the Boston Red Sox. Bennett, Demeter, and Foy. Dennis Bennett is 0 for 1. Left-handed batter. Here's the pitch by Rubio. And that's a shot to left center field on the run, and making the catch is Jose Cardinal. 1 down. Here comes Don Demeter. Came in to play center field for the injured Lenny Green, who got beamed in the head by Rubio. Rogers sets the target. Here's the pitch to Don Demeter. And he strikes out. Outside corner. Caught him looking on the 0-2 count. So 2 up, 2 down. 3-3 ball game. 2 outs, no one on. Joe Foy steps to the plate. The Red Sox third baseman's 0 for 2. He does have 13 round trippers on the retro year. He awaits the Rubio offering, and here it is. Foy swings, sends that ball into left field for a base hit. Johnstone fields it, throws it back into Newt at second. So a 2-out single for Joe Foy. And here comes Tony Caligiero. Tony C is 1 for 2, struck out in the first and singled in the third. Go-ahead run. Foy at first, being held on by Cyburn. Foy 5 out of 10 base running ability. Caligiero looking to tee it high and let it fly. Rubio gets the sign from Rogers. Here's the pitch to Tony C. Throws the first, and Foy is back in time before the tag. Rubio gets the ball back. Looks towards Cyburn at first, now in at Rogers. Here's the pitch to Caligiero. And he strikes him out for the second time. Side retired. We go to the top of the fifth, still knotted at 3. Due up for the California Angels, Johnstone, Fregosi, and Cyburn. If anyone gets on, the Red Sox killer, Jose Cardinal. Johnstone is 0 for 2. Bennett's ready to work. Here's the pitch to Johnstone. And he strikes him out. 1 up, 1 down. Angels shortstop Jim Fregosi steps to the plate. He's 1 for 2. He is singled in the first and grounded to third in the third. Bennett peers in at Tillman. Nods his head. Here's the pitch to Fregosi. Ground ball back to Bennett. Throws to Scott. 2 up, 2 down. And now here comes the very dangerous... No. On deck is a very dangerous Jose Cardinal. At the plate, the cleanup hitter, Norm Cyburn. He's 0 for 2. Lefty-lefty matchup. Bennett kicks and fires. That's a fly ball. Left center field. Demeter has a beat on it. Makes the catch. Side retired. The Red Sox fans applaud the effort. We go to the bottom of the fifth. Still tied at 3 here at Fenway Park. Retro time. September 18th, 1966. The Boston Red Sox are 77 wins, 77 losses with 8 games to play. We're 5 games ahead of pace. We've won 5 more games than the Red Sox actually did. We have a chance at a winning record. Here to lead off is Yastrzemski, followed by Petrocelli and Scott. Yaz is 0 for 2. Rubio back up on the hill. He's ready. He delivers to Yastrzemski. Yaz walks. Go-ahead run at first. Yastrzemski 6 out of 10 base running ability. Cyburn holding him on. Here comes Rico Petrocelli. Petrocelli 1 for 2. Struck out in the second. Singled in the third. Knocking in Caligiero. Petrocelli 5 out of 10 hit and run. Rogers above average arm 6 out of 10. Rubio does throw strikes. We're going to play hit and run. We're going to roll the dice with Rico. Here's the pitch by Rubio. Hit and run on. He swings, he misses. Yastrzemski is safe. Yastrzemski steals second on the failed hit and run. He's in scoring position. So Petrocelli has something to shoot for now. That duck out on second base. He's ahead in the count. 2 balls, 1 strike. No outs. Rogers wiggles the fingers. Rubio nods his head. Here's the pitch to Petrocelli. And he strikes out. Swing and a miss. So 1 out, 1 on. Yaz is in scoring position at second. Here comes George the Boomer Scott. Scott has walked both times. Scott has an RBI opportunity here. He has struggled against right-handed pitching in actuality and also in the retro replay. Rubio looks behind him. Newt cheating from second, trying to keep Yaz close. Rubio gets the sign. Here's the pitch to the Boomer. Scott swings, and that ball is going, gone! A 2-run blast by George the Boomer Scott. The Red Sox have taken a 5-3 lead, and the fans who are here are ecstatic. It is now 5-3 Boston on the Boomer blast. And a new pitcher comes in the game for the Angels, as the Red Sox have just knocked out Jorge Rubio in the bottom of the fifth. Jim Coates is on the mound. He'll take his warm-up tosses. In the retro replay, 3 wins, 1 loss. 27 innings pitched, 3.62 earned run average. In actuality, 1 win, 1 loss, 3.98. And here comes Bob Tillman, righty-righty matchup. Tillman's 1 for 2. Struck out in the second, singled in the third, tying the ball game when Petrocelli scored. 5-3 Red Sox. 1 out. Here's the pitch to Tillman. He swings. It's a dribbler going up the middle. Newt backhands it. Fires to first, and they get Tillman with plenty to spare. As Higher Ground Gaming, that's Eric, check out Higher Ground Gaming, wonderful channel, says, a boom from the boomer. Also check out Clinton Parks' channel, that's Clinton Parks. He does a lot of digital diamond baseball, and I think he'll be adding more games to his repertoire. Wow, I pronounced that right, I think. So 2 outs, base is empty, 5-3 Red Sox, bottom of the 5th, and here comes Mike Andrews, the September call-up. Andrews 1 for 2, singled in the 2nd, and grounded into a force play in the 3rd. Andrews digs in. Rogers sets the target. Here's the pitch by Coates. Ground ball to Fregosi. Backhands it. Throws to Sideburn. Side retired. But the Red Sox take the lead on the 2-run blast by Boomer. We go to the top of the 6th. 5-3 Boston. A victory here will put them over the 500 mark. But they'll have to face Cardinal, Rogers, and Morton. Jose Cardinal 2 for 2. A Red Sox killer. In the 1st, he singled, knocking in 1 run. A 2nd run did score on the error in center field. And in the 3rd, he hit a solo blast. And at the time, that put the Cardinals up, California up 3-0. Bennett up to 87 pitches. He's good for 115. This will probably be close to the end for Bennett. Tillman sets the target. Here is the pitch to Cardinal. Ground ball to Petrocelli. Over to Scott. They finally retire Jose. 1 down. A big cheer comes from the Fenway faithful here. And here comes Buck Rogers. The catcher's 0 for 1. Grounded to short in the 1st, walked in the 3rd. Bennett works quickly. Here's the pitch to Rogers. And he strikes him out. Red Sox throw the ball around the infield. 2 outs, no one on, and here comes Bubba Shrimp Morton. Morton's 0 for 2. Tillman goes through the signs. Bennett nods his head. Here's the pitch to Morton. And no, he will not bat. A pinch hitter will come up. And the pinch hitter will be Jackie Warner. 178, 7 home runs, 14 RBIs. In actuality, 211, 7 home runs, 16 RBIs. Fairly close. Bennett toes the rubber, peers in at Tillman. Here's the pitch to Warner. That's going to be a line drive to Rico Petrocelli. He makes the leaping catch. Side retired. He robs Warner of a pinch hit single. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Red Sox 5, Angels 3. Due up for the Boston Red Sox. The pitcher, Dennis Bennett, and the top of the order, Don Demeter and Joe Foy. If anyone gets on, Tony Caligiero. And Bennett has thrown 98 pitches. He's good for 115. He'll be facing the bottom of the order. We're going to let him hit. Coates back up on the hill for the Angels. Here's the pitch to Bennett. That's a pop-up. Skull's calling for it at 3rd. That's high up there. Could bring rain. He makes the catch. 1 down. Higher Ground Gaming says, I wish inside pitch allowed use of your own rolls, but you could use. Let me go back to that. I wish inside pitch allowed use of your own rolls, but you could since it's manual input. Okay. Clinton Parks, I know he does his own rolls with Digital Diamond. Oh yeah, I can never pronounce that guy's name, Clinton. Shondinsk, right? I think I still messed it up. As that was he played for the Cardinals and managed the 67 Cardinals. Red Shondinsk. Shindinsk, something like that. Here comes Don Demeter. Don Demeter's 1 for 2, came in for the injured Lenny Green. He got beamed in the head. Demeter singled in the 3rd, struck out in the 4th. 1 out, no one on. Here's the pitch by Coates. And Demeter sends that ball deep. Going back is Johnstone, reaching up, making the catch right on the warning track is Jay Johnstone. It sounded better than it was. So 2 outs. Coates is injured, but he will remain in the game. He waves off the trainer. So his effectiveness will be reduced. Here comes Joe Foy. Let's see if Foy can take advantage. He's 1 for 3. Pop to short in the first, struck out in the third, and single to left in the fourth. Foy looking to extend the inning here. 5-3 ball game. 2 outs, bottom of the 6th. The windup and the pitch to Joe Foy. And that's a grounder for Gossi at short. Over to Sideburn. Side retired. Red Sox get nothing. We go to the top of the 7th. Boston 5, California 3. Bennett still appears to be fine. 98 pitches, good for 115. Due up Noop, Coates, and Skal. Most likely a pinch hitter for Coates, who is the pitcher. Noop is 0 for 2 and only batted 195 off left-handed pitching in actuality in 1966. Bennett rocks and fires. Pinch hitter. Pinch hitter, it's going to be Joe Adcock. 254. 17 home runs, 46 runs batted in, 265 off left-handed pitching. In actuality, 273. 18 home runs, 48 runs batted in. See if we want to go to our bullpen now. Righty, 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 lefty. Well, we're going to see another pinch hitter for Cokes. Top of the 7th. We're going to go to John Wyatt. We're not going to fool around. We want this win. Wyatt will come in. Bennett's day is done. Dennis Bennett went 6 innings. 5 hits, 3 runs, only 2 of them were earned. A home run by Jose Cardinal, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. He's in line for the win. Out of the bullpen comes John Wyatt. Wyatt on the retro replay. 3 wins, 1 loss, 14 saves. Earned run average, 1.82. He has been quite good for the Boston Red Sox. In actuality, 3 wins, 4 losses, 8 saves, 3.14 earned run average. Righties struggled against him. In reality, they only batted 178. Wyatt's done with his warm-up tosses. Here's the pitch to Adcock. Ground ball back to Wyatt. Throws to Scott. 1 away. Here comes Coates. I'm just going to click pitch. And here comes the pinch hitter, lefty Willie Smith. Lefties hit at a 295 clip off John Wyatt. Willie Smith is batting 144 with 2 home runs, 8 RBIs. In actuality, 185, 1 home run, 20 RBIs. In the chat, Eric from Higher Ground Gaming says, there's no input for manual rules, but you could input whatever you want. It just wouldn't show up on the dice animation now. Okay. So 1 out, base is empty. The windup and the pitch to Smith. And that is a deep fly ball to right field. Tony Clignera racing back, reaching up, and he makes the catch in front of the wall. 2 down. Leadoff batter Paul Skal. He's 1 for 2. He has walked in the first, singled in the second, grounded to first in the fourth. Wyatt looking for a 1-2-3 inning here. Tillman wiggles the fingers. Wyatt nods his head. Here's the pitch to Paul Skal. Ground ball to Petrocelli. He comes up with it. Throws to Scott. 1-2-3 go the Angels. We go to the bottom of the 7th. 5-3 Red Sox. And the Angels have a new pitcher, Lou Burdette. Burdette, in the retro replay, 4-6 with 1 save, 3.75. In actuality, 7-2 with 5 saves, 3.39. Burdette, a right-handed thrower, will face the right-handed batting Tony Clignera, who's 1 for 3. He has struck out twice and sandwiched between those 2 strikeouts, the meat between the bread, a single in the 3rd. Burdette's ready to work. Here's the pitch to Caligiero. He swings, and that is going to be a line drive base hit to left. So Tony C gets his second hit. He's now 2 for 4. Batting average in the replay now is up to 274. Big insurance run on first base. 5-3 Red Sox. No outs. Here comes Carl Yastrzemski. He is 0 for 2. He has grounded out twice. Once getting an RBI when Demeter scored. And he walked in the 5th. Yaz awaits the Burdette offering. Here it is. Yastrzemski swings. Satriano has that second over to Fregosi on to Cyburn. 4-6-3 double play. So on the double switch coming in to play second for the Angels, Tom Satriano, who is a 3 out of 10 defensive range, but he has 1,000 fielding percentage, so if you hit it within his range, he's going to field it. So 2 outs, base is empty. Here comes Rico Petrocelli. Petrocelli now has, I believe, a 9-game hitting streak. Struck out in the 2nd, singled in the 3rd, and struck out in the 5th. Petrocelli looking for his 12th home run in the retro replay. The windup and the pitch by Burdette. And Petrocelli strikes out, swing and a miss, side retired. We go to the top of the 8th. 5-3 Red Sox. And I think we're going to make... I think we're going to pull Petrocelli out from short. And we're going to put Casco in. So Casco comes in 6 out of 10 range. And... George Smith will come in for Mike Andrews at second. A little better defensively up the middle now. And Don Demeter. And Reggie Smith will come in for Don Demeter in center. Smith, a little better range and a tremendous arm, 7 out of 10. So with a 2-run lead, Wyatt's on the mound. He's going to face Burdette because he came in the double switch. We're just going to click pitch. And here's the pinch hitter, Frank Malzone, the former Red Sox. Malzone in the retro replay, below 200, 169. 1 home run, 8 RBIs. And in the chat, we have another member of the FOC. Beatles eternally. He says, let's go Bucks. The Bucks aren't playing. Just kidding. But they're really not playing. Alright, so Malzone in actuality 206, 2 home runs, 12 runs batted in. Here's the pitch by Wyatt. Oh my God, Frank Malzone crushes that ball to left, and that's a how do you do to his old team. It's now 5-4. The Angels have pulled to within 1 pinch hit home run by Frank Malzone. Ouch. Wyatt's got to get that out of his mind. Red Sox still have a 1-run lead. They'll face Jim Fregosi now. Fregosi 1 for 3. Singled in the 1st, then he's grounded out in the 3rd and the 5th. Tillman rocks and fires. Wyatt rocks and fires. And that's a single to left. Yastrzemski plays it, throws it back in towards second base. Tillman calls timeout and goes out to have a word with John Wyatt on the mound. Red Sox get bullpen action up. Tying run at first base, and here comes Norm Cyburn. Fregosi, 7 out of 10 base running ability. Scott holding him on. Tillman back behind the plate. The windup and the pitch to Cyburn. And he walks him. Oh boy. First and second no outs. And here comes Jose Cardinal, the Red Sox killer. Jose, 2 for 3. Singled in the 1st, knocking in a run. Then hit a solo blast in the 3rd, knocking in another run. In the 6th, he grounded to short. Red Sox would love to turn 2 here This will be Wyatt's last batter. Wyatt's ready. Here's the pitch to Cardinal. It's a bunt. Wyatt fields it, throws to second. Casco on to Smith. Double play! So Wyatt fields it, quickly fires to Casco. The shortstop coming across the bag completes the double play when he throws to Scott. The tying run for Gosse now advances to third, but there are 2 outs, and here comes Buck Rogers. Rogers is 0 for 2. Lefties hit .295 off Wyatt. And we're going to go with Don McMahon will come in. Don McMahon will come in the game. Here comes Don McMahon. Retro replay, 5 wins, 5 losses, 9 saves, 4.65 earned run average. It's 2 worse than his actual earned run average at 2.65. 8 and 7 in actuality, 9 saves. We've used him 3 more innings than he actually pitched. So Rogers is up. On deck is Warner. He's only batting 176. Rogers is only batting 221. Well, we're going to go pitch around, see if we get Rogers to chase and beat the ball on the ground. Tillman sets the target. Here is the pitch by McMahon. Ground ball to Smith. Over to Scott. Inning over. We got him to chase. He beat the ball in the ground. We go to the bottom of the 8th. The Red Sox cling to a 5-4 lead. Due up for Boston, Scott, Tillman, and Smith. So McMahon comes in, pitches out of the jam. Wyatt gives up the pinch hit home run, and that's it. On the mound now for the Angels, Mini Rojas. I was going to say Cookie Rojas. Mini Rojas. Retro numbers, 1 win, 2 losses, 3 saves, 1.30 earned run average, 2.88, and in reality, 7 and 4 with 10 saves. He'll face George the Boomer Scott. Scott is 1 for 1. He has walked twice and hit a 2-run blast in the 5th, and that gave the Red Sox a then 5-3 lead. They're now clinging to a 5-4 lead. Boomer would love to go boom again. Here's the pitch by Rojas. Scott swings, and that's going to be a single to left. Drops in front of Kirkpatrick, who's now playing left field. Let's get the defensive changes here. So Ed Kirkpatrick's in left. 3 out of 10 defensive range, 4 out of 10 arm. And I believe Warner is also new. 6 out of 10 range, 3 out of 10 arm. So a big insurance run at first. Scott, 5 out of 10 base runner. Cyburn holding him on. Here comes Bob Tillman to the plate. Tillman is 1 for 3. Struck out in the 2nd, singled in the 3rd, knocking in Petrocelli to tie the game, and grounded to 2nd in the 5th. Rojas throws strikes. You got to be ready for him. Here's the pitch to Tillman. He swings, and that's going to be a base hit to center. And we will hold Scott at hold Scott at 2nd. It's only a 35% chance of him being safe going to 3rd, so he shall hold. Station to station go the Red Sox. No outs, 1st and 2nd. Here comes George Smith. Smith in retro replay, but below 200, 1.96, 3 home runs, 30 runs batted in. In actuality, 213, 8 home runs, 37 runs batted in. Smith will lay down the sacrifice bunt. He puts it down. Rojas has it. Oh, man, we just bunted into a double play. So Smith doesn't get the job done. He bunts into the double play. Turnabout is fair play. No! There's a throwing error! Yes! The Red Sox score. It's now 6-4, so they only get the middle runner. Smith advances to 2nd on the throwing error by Santriano. That's a big insurance run. Ouch. for the Angels. 6-4 Red Sox. 1 out. Another big run at second base, and here comes McMahon. And we're going to pinch hit for McMahon. Jose Tartabull will come in to pinch hit. Tartabull, 227, no home runs, 14 RBIs. In actuality, 50 points below. In actuality, he was 277 with 11 RBIs and no home runs. Tartabull's ready. Here's the pitch by Rojas. And they walk him. Setting up the double play, and here comes Reggie Smith. Another September call-up. Reggie Smith is 0 for 10 so far. So he's due for a hit. In actuality, he batted 154. No home runs, no RBIs. 1 out, 2 on, 6-4 Red Sox. He's 6 out of 10 hit and run. We're going to play hit and run. Here's the pitch by Rojas. Smith misses a throw down to third, and he is out. George Smith is thrown out at third. Tartabull advances to second. We played unorthodox there because he's 6 out of 10 hit and run. I thought we had a better shot at it. I was wrong. So 2 outs. Tartabull will be off at second. Rojas is ready. Here's the pitch to Reggie Smith. And it's a dribble to Santriano, who made an error this inning, but not this time. Goes to Cyburn. Side retired, but thanks to the Santriano error, the Red Sox pick up another run. We go to the top of the ninth, 6-4 Boston. Win here for the Red Sox will put them above 500, and then there will be only 7 games to play. But let's not count our 3 outs before they hatch. We need someone to close out these last 3 outs here, and they'll be facing Warner, Kirkpatrick, and Santriano. And we're going to go with Bucky Brandon. So Bucky Brandon is coming in to get 3 outs. He'll face Warner, who's 0 for 1. Brandon works quickly. And here comes a pinch hitter, Al Spangler. Spangler getting his first at-bat in this retro replay. In actuality, was 6 of 9, 667 batting average with 2 runs scored. Brandon gets the sign from Tillman. Here's the pitch to Spangler. And that is a single up the middle. Reggie Smith has it, throws it into George Smith. Tying run comes to the plate in Ed Kirkpatrick. Kirkpatrick batting .243, 7 home runs, 28 RBIs. In actuality, 192, 9 home runs, 44 RBIs. As Clayton Parks in the chat says, probably won't be until June getting Dumbrov Baseball Friday, Action PC next Wednesday. So what other game are they talking about? Diamond Mine Baseball. Beatles likes that game. That is a fun game. Beatles was kind enough to give me a copy. Thank you very much, my friend. As Eric from Higher Ground Gaming says, so many games, so little time. Alright, come on Red Sox, let's get these 3 outs and go above 500. Red Sox want to turn 2 up the middle with Casco and Smith. Spangler at first, tying run at the plate and Kirkpatrick. Scott holding Spangler on. The windup and the pitch by Bucky Brandon. And he lines out to Scott, who tries to race to the bag, but Spangler just gets back in time. Nice play by the Boomer. 1 away, Red Sox 2 outs away from a 78th win on the season. And here comes Tom Satriano. 215, no home runs, 14 runs driven in. In actuality, 239, no home runs, 24 runs driven in. The windup and the pitch by Bucky Brandon. Ground ball. Smith dives, flips to Casco, fires to Scott, double play, the Red Sox win. The Red Sox win. Boston 6, California 4. The Red Sox go to 78 and 77. And hello to Mark Fordsberg in the chat. Hope all is well. As Beatles Eternally says, we all need an intervention, LOL. We sure do. But I like this drug we use. It's called baseball. A drug for all season is called baseball. So, what a game. What a game. The Red Sox win. Let's go to the box score. Winning pitcher, Dennis Bennett, who's now 6 wins, 4 losses. The losing pitcher is Rubio. He's 0 for 1. Player of the game, George the Boomer Scott, the 2-run homer to put the Red Sox ahead for good. We're going to go to the box score. But before we go to the box score, as you know, it's tradition here for the FOC, friends of the channel. We'd like to say thank you to Mark Forsberg. Thank you to Beatles Eternally. Thank you to Eric from Higher Ground Gaming. Check out Higher Ground Gaming, wonderful channel. Thank you to Clinton Parks. Check out his channel. That's Clinton Parks. These are all retro sports channels, and it's fun stuff. And when they go live, you should check them out. Jump in the chat. They're always fun. Max Cornelius, thank you very much, my friend. Broke Blackman 94, moderator extraordinaire, was in the chat. Check out his channel. Those are movie and TV reviews. Broke Blackman 94, very good, fine young man. Juan Redman and his daughter Lily were watching. Thank you. Brad62, thank you very much, my friend. Great to see such wonderful people in the chat. And so thank you to all. Let's go to the box score. We're going to call it a stream after that. And we're going to come back with another game. I think I'm just going to be playing some 66 tonight. I'm very excited trying to finish off this project. I've played every game. Whether online or offline, I have played every game. And we've done better. They only had 72 wins. We're 6 ahead of that at 78 and 77. But again, I have the hindsight of what really happened. So I play with the historical transactions, but not with, for my team that I'm playing as, the 66 Red Sox, not the historical lineups. I mix and match. I overuse some players. I underuse others. But there is a yin and a yang. When you overuse a player, his stats will get skewed down. But you're still hoping his stats will be better than the stinky player that you're not really using enough. So, anyway, it's a lot of fun. I do like Action PC Baseball. It is in my stable of baseball games, along with Out of the Ballpark, Digital Diamond Baseball, Stratomatic, and a few others. But those are my 3 main ones. All right, so let's go to the pitching. Winning pitcher, Dennis Bennett, 6 innings. Did his job. 5 hits, 3 runs, only 2 of them earned. 1 home run, 2 walks. The home run to Jose Cardinal. John Wyatt, an inning and 2/3. He's credited with a hold. 2 hits, 1 run. It was earned. It was a pinch hit home run by former Red Sox Frank Malzone, and he walked 1. McMahon, a third of an inning. He got them out of the jam in the top of the 8th. And then Bucky Brandon came out of the pen to get his 3rd save. He went to the pen. He's really a starter most of the time, but we've used him. He did relieve in actually 1966, but we've probably used him more out of relief than they actually did. And he gets his 3rd save. 1 inning, only 1 hit, no runs. Losing pitcher, Rubio, 4 1/3, 7 hits, 5 runs, all earned. 1 home run to George the Boomer Scott, walked 3, struck out 8. Coates, inning and 2/3, no runs, no hits, no walks, no strikeouts. Burdette, an inning, 1 hit, 1 strikeout, no runs. And Minnie Rojas, 1 inning, 2 hits, 1 run. It was unearned to the throwing error by Santriano at second. He had 1 walk. Player of the game, George the Boomer Scott. Scott went 2 for 2, 2 runs scored, 2 RBIs, and walked twice. Deuces were wild, all except for the 1 home run he hit. Anyway, for the Angels, Skull, 1 for 3 with a run scored, 1 walk. Johnstone, 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Burdette pitched, did not hit. Malzone, pinch hit, home run. Rojas pitched, did not hit. Fregosi, 2 for 4 with a run scored. Cyburn, the first baseman, 0 for 3 with a walk. Cardinal, the Red Sox killer, 2 for 4, runs scored, 2 RBIs, and a home run. Rogers, the catcher, 0 for 3, a walk and a strikeout. Morton, 0 for 2, was replaced in the double switch. No, that was not a... Yes, that was a... Was that a double switch? No, pinch hitter. Just Warner pinch hit, 0 for 1. Spangler pitched hit, 1 for 1. Newt, the second baseman, 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Adcock pinch hit, 0 for 1. Kirkpatrick went to play left field, 0 for 1. Rubio, the pitcher, 1 for 2 with a strikeout. Coates, pitch did not hit. Smith, pinch hitter, 0 for 1. Santriano, the second baseman, 0 for 1. 33 at-bats for the Angels, 4 runs, 8 hits, 3 RBIs, 3 walks, 5 Ks, and 2 home runs. Cardinal and Malzone. For the Boston Red Sox, Lenny Green got hit in the head, had to leave the game in his first at-bat in the bottom of the first. Don Demeter came in to replace him. He's 1 for 3 with a run scored and a strikeout. Reggie Smith came in to play defense. He did get an at-bat. He was 0 for 1. Joe Foy, 1 for 4 with a strikeout. Tony Calignero, 2 for 4, runs scored, 2 strikeouts. His average is now up to 274. Yastrzemski, hopefully getting hot a bit. He didn't have any hits, but he did knock in a run. He walked once and scored a run. He was 0 for 3. Rico Petrocelli continues his hitting streak. He's 1 for 4. A run scored, an RBI, but he struck out 3 times. Casco came in to play defense, did not hit. He replaced Petrocelli at short. George, the Boomer Scott, player of the game, 2s across the board, and a home run. Except for strikeouts, there were no 2s there. Tillman, 2 for 4, a run scored, RBI, and a strikeout. Mike Andrews, 1 for 3. Smith came in to play defense, and he made the diving stop at the end of the game to start the double play. Smith to Casco to Boomer. He did not get an at-bat. Bennett, the starting pitcher, 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Wyatt pitched, did not hit. McMahon pitched, did not hit. Tartable, the pinch hitter, walked. And Bucky Brandon got the final 3 outs, did not bat. The Red Sox in victory, 31 at-bats, 6 runs, 10 hits, 5 RBIs, 4 walks, 9 Ks, and 1 home run by George the Boomer Scott, player of the game. Recap, and then we'll call it a stream. Angels got on the board first, top of the first. 2 runs on 2 hits and a walk and an error. Jose Cardinal singled, scoring 2. He only got 1 RBI, though. Angels 2-0. Angels go to 3-0 in the third on the Jose Cardinal solo home run, the 22nd of his year. Boston would tie it up in the bottom of the third. They sent 8 batters to the plate, scoring 3 runs on 4 hits and 1 walk. Yastrzemski hit a grounder, scoring a runner from third, 3-1 Angels. Petrocelli singled, scoring a runner, made it 3-2 Angels. And Bob Tillman singled to tie the ball game up, and it was 3-3. In the fifth, the Red Sox took the lead on 2 runs on 1 hit and a walk. George the Boomer Scott hit a 2-run blast, 5-3, and the Red Sox would never relinquish the lead. Angels got 1 run closer on the pinch hit Frank Malzone's solo home run in the 8th, 5-4 Boston. But Boston got that run right back in the bottom of the 8th thanks to the error by the second baseman, Santriano. And that's how the game would end, 6-4. Jose Cardinal for the Angels, 2 for 4, home run, 2 RBIs. Frank Malzone, pinch hit, home run. George the Boomer Scott, player of the game, 2 for 2, a home run, 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored, 2 walks. Dennis Bennett the win, Bucky Brandon the save, Jorge Rubio for the Angels the loss. The Red Sox go above 500, 78-77 in this 1966 retro replay. The 66 Angels dropped to 63-86. This is Al, Red Sox fan, saying thank you very much. Hope all is well. Health, happiness, till next time. Take care. Bye-bye, and God bless.